The Space Jam Continuum with Chris McLennan and Cal Noble. Okay, hello, and welcome back to what is now called the Space Jam Continuum.
Yes, it is.
Because we coined that term during the last episode, and it's good.
Yeah, I think it seems to work. It seems to work quite well.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So, I'm Chris McLennan.
I'm Cal Noble.
And we're going to resume our, what thus far has seemed like a simpler task than expected.
Yeah.
Although, I don't feel like that's going to...
I think it's going to be very short-lived. Because at the moment we're dealing with just Porky. He's kind of our main reoccurring character. We've had a bit of Gabby in there.
A bit of Daffy.
Yeah, a bit of Daffy. But nothing that's really thrown that many spanners into the works. We've got an idea of how the world is working, the economics
an alarmingly clear idea of how the world's working.
Yeah.
And socialist utopia, monkey government.
Yeah.
And demarcation with humans being sort of ousted from that.
Yeah, to Wyoming.
Otherwise, seemingly flawless welfare scheme.
Yeah, it's working for them.
Yeah. So, next episode up is Porky's Bad Time Story. It looks like this is going to be a lot of Porky Pig this episode.
It does seem very Porky heavy
for
a little while.
I don't think we're going to get too many problems. This might be quite quick fire.
Yeah, this one should make a lot of sense, hopefully.
Yeah, I think we're going to see Petunia.
Petunia Pig comes into it.
Petunia's a pig.
I guess so. Because it doesn't just say Petunia / Porky Pig. Or not / but... Yeah.
But that's not quite yet. It's a Porky and Gabby job, I believe.
It is, yeah.
So, Porky's Bad Time Story. Check it out. We're gonna.
Yeah.
Okay, not much to go on there.
Not really. It was kind of an almost non-episode. I mean, we worked out a bit more about the...
It was more about the personalities.
Yeah, like Gabby and Porky now share a room.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's just a room in the house or whether or not they...
I got the impression
in the same room.
I got the impression they were renting a flat at this point.
Yeah.
Because previously, when Porky was contracting, he seemed to live in a house somewhere where he could hunt.
Yeah, he seemed relatively close to the countryside, probably out in the suburbs somewhere.
And he definitely lived there. It wasn't a lodge because he had a neighbour. His neighbour knew him.
Reasonably well.
So he's moved to the city, presumably when he started his
petrol stationing,
his garage. But it's gone wrong.
That went.
He's now renting a flat,
with his mate.
It's in a state of disrepair. He always has a job though. He works at the.
He does always.
Pickled peppers.
So it's either he doesn't want to go on welfare or he's not allowed to go on welfare.
Yeah. So wondering whether the welfare system applies only to like the monkeys.
Yeah, like certain classes.
The dogs are definitely still like higher class citizens. His boss is a dog.
Yeah.
The flats and buildings and everything are all built to the size of like the larger
animals.
Sort of.
Yeah, and the dogs always do, like, or at least the higher class dogs always tend to be quite large, don't they?
Yeah, they're big guys. Like Porky and Gabby, they only really come up to like a door handle. In this episode, they wind up sleeping in a chest of drawers, like bunk beds.
Yeah, and they don't seem uncomfortable.
So day to day, they deal with like basic stuff that is not. It's not built to fit them.
No. They get by.
Yeah.
In kind of the world that they're in.
But yeah, Porky's not on the welfare.
No.
It's either there's a massive stigma about being on the welfare,
and he doesn't want that,
even with a 100% unemployment tax. So there's either a stigma about it or.
He's just not allowed.
Pigs and goats. Not allowed on.
Yeah, they just don't fall under the remit.
But then we've seen some high class goats, so I'm operating on it's a stigma.
Yeah. I think that would make a lot of sense because there was that.
Because I would say the goats are almost definitely allowed on it. We haven't seen another pig.
We haven't seen another pig, like, at all. Not even in the background.
But yeah, like that's something we're going to need to answer. But apart from that, I don't think we got much from that episode.
Nah, it seemed pretty tame.
Pretty tame, pretty easy, not difficult to reconcile this whole shebang. So next one's Porky's Railroad, which to me sounds like he's got another job.
Yeah, sounds like he's working on the railroads.
But his dog boss at Peter Piper's Pickle Peppers did tell him that if he was late again, he's fired.
Yeah,
and
so we can only assume that he was late again at some point.
So yeah, ahead of time, I'm going to imagine he was late again. It's looking like maybe Gabby wasn't. Or hasn't been yet, because this is just a Porky Pig episode. There's no Gabby. Yeah. No Gabby to go. So it's Porky's Railroad. Let's see what it's all about. Okay, so that didn't seem like it was going to answer some questions, but like we think it's
very interesting.
So Porky is now he's the engineer on a shitty little train.
Yeah, a very small little Porky steam train.
Yeah,
which has a candle instead of a fire.
Yeah, but so that's what he's doing for most of this episode.
Seems to be his new job.
Seems to be his new job. There's some things were clarified. Firstly, the split between the sort of more sentient humanoid sort of animals and the less sentient. Although he's talking to. There's a cow blocking the line at some point.
Yeah, he's just sat there chewing.
It's like he's definitely treating it like an animal to him.
Yes, yeah. Right. He's not speaking to it like he was speaking to Gabby or.
But interestingly, he refers to the bull that's in his way as like an overgrown piece of hamburger.
Yes, yeah. He does reference him as a hamburger, or a piece of a hamburger.
But that's interesting because earlier on we wondered. Because it looked like he might have had a ham sandwich.
Yeah, it definitely looked like he had. It was definitely some sort of luncheon meat sandwich.
Yeah, but we weren't sure
whether it was actually.
Now he's talking about a hamburger.
Yeah.
So he definitely eats meat.
Quite happily.
Doesn't think about it.
Yeah.
Which, I suppose isn't that weird. Well, we eat meat, and we've seen no effort. We've seen no evidence that Porky eats pig.
Yeah, there's no evidence of cannibalism
but
at the
moment. But he does eat cow.
Yes. A pig would anyway. A pig just tends to eat anything, don't they?
Yeah.
So it's not...
He eats cow.
Yeah.
Which currently suggests to me that cows...
They're not
going to have that wake-up moment that we discussed before.
Yes.
They're like... Or like, it's generally... understood that they're not going to. That they're one of the
it would appear that there is no sentient cows kicking about in the city.
However, in
Egghead Rides Again,
we saw
a
calf
emerge
have
as
that X-Men moment.
Yeah, the super sentient moment.
So maybe
that was the first one.
Maybe that was the first one, or maybe something that started happening outside of the city, on the human side of the demarcation line, and might start happening
possibly start
on
spreading.
The city side.
Yeah.
So we're wondering if maybe a lot of people are going to have to reconcile with themselves,
or whether or not burgers are still just going to be sold and cows just don't eat them. I guess.
Yeah.
They just go, that's something I'm not having. Not on the menu.
What's interesting is we've yet to see a sentient dog with a dog, or we don't know how that works. Like, does the sentient humanoid version of one of the animals consider the non-humanoid version of that same animal to be lesser, or do they have an affinity?
Still kind of having a kinship with them.
Yeah, like when you have that moment, do you just leave it all behind?
It's gonna be. Well, that's it. Like, do you just see yourself as a completely separate
species?
Yeah, and just go, right, well, eating them, having them as pets is entirely acceptable.
Like, so there's a chance that all the humanoid creatures consider themselves just one species and don't really think about it.
Yeah. Well, because I mean, we haven't seen any evidence of kind of interspecies breeding.
Well, there was the old woman in Porky's Super Service.
Yeah, we're not sure if she was actually a rabbit.
The kid was definitely a rabbit.
Yeah,
she didn't look like a rabbit. She didn't have the rabbit teeth.
No,
she didn't have the rabbit whiskers.
Very flat.
She looked like she looked like a goat to me, an old goat.
Yes, yeah.
But possibly the father of the child was a rabbit.
Yeah.
So, there's that to think about. But we haven't seen any solid evidence for that yet.
It is possible that any kind of species that has that X-Men switch, they, may see themselves as still part of the lesser form.
Yes.
But as if they go and have children, their children might start seeing themselves as more separated out.
Maybe.
Because they're born sentient.
Yes.
Or super sentient. They're born humanoid as opposed to having that switch moment.
Yeah.
So they may see themselves as better, and therefore, it's okay to have them as pets.
Maybe.
Which is why we have the dogs. The dogs are in there. There's a lot of dogs kicking about, which means they've been at it for a while.
Dogs, I think, on this working theory, were the ones that maybe the first ones that started having switches.
There's so many of them kicking about. They seem to make up the vast majority of most of the crowd.
Yeah, most of the crowd. Anytime there's some higher up in the job, it's a dog.
Yeah.
Occasionally a goat. Except the monkey government. Monkey government, different camouflage.
Yeah, totally different. But they got the smarts for it, you see, the old monkeys.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's the reason, but we've also we saw a monkey who definitely was not a
He was living
monkey.
under a wood pile.
He was living under a wood pile, but he was clothed, so he was definitely not a monkey. But maybe he was just down his luck.
Possibly.
Disgraced politician.
So it's like, something awful's happened, he's probably slept with something or someone who's shut off. And, he's found with a banana in a very precarious situation. And
now he
lives in a wood pile.
Now he lives in a wood pile. Disgraced.
Yeah, but fully clothed.
Absolutely.
He's allowed clothes.
The other thing we saw some insight into is the way you acquire jobs, promotions.
Yeah, very Darwinian survival of the fittest.
Because in this episode, there's Porky and his little sort of Arkansas Chuggabug sort of steam trainee.
There's nothing much
tin can thing.
Yeah.
And then there was the
Super
the silver
awesome.
bullet, Flying Scotsman-esque.
The fanciest steam train we have seen so far.
Yeah. And the dog engineer of that train challenges Porky to a race, which actually, due to a mishap with the bull, the aforementioned overgrown piece of hamburger, he actually wins the race, and at the end of the episode, he's the engineer of the silver bullet.
He takes the job. That wasn't even mentioned. It wasn't.
Yeah, it wasn't like
I bet you I can beat you and I'll have your job.
Yeah, it was an unspoken understanding that that's what was happening.
That was just the etiquette. Like, if you challenge somebody to something, if they win, they get whatever you've got.
Yeah, your
job,
job,
possibly your house.
Yeah.
Possibly that's how we got into the construction.
How so?
Why? He probably challenged somebody to, I reckon I could build a house better than you. And then he went and built a house better than they did and just took over the company. Which is why he gave the job to the rabbit. Because the rabbit built the
building, and that's why he wasn't the contractor anymore. Because the rabbit built the building super fast. That's why Porky went and
got a job in the petrol station. So possibly it wasn't his only dream.
No, maybe he just got ousted from his other job.
Yeah, and then he went to the petrol pumps one day in his car, filled it up better than the other guy, and went, well, now I'm running this place. I have no idea what I'm doing.
Which shows.
Yeah, it totally shows. And it would make it understand why I all got pulled down around him.
It also makes
shocking
sense. We had the little sort of turtles carting stuff around in their shells before we had the pelicans mixed cement. It's because it's always going to tend towards that.
Yeah.
So maybe it's not the massive eugenics program that's filling those jobs. It's just that
people just end up with
if someone's there mixing cement, and then a pelican comes up and goes, "Watch this!"
Yeah, just does a bit,
gets some water and sand and some mix in his
swirling his head about
gullet and starts swirling it about. It's like, that's his job now.
Yeah.
Go.
Yeah. Because, I mean...
That's why they need the massive welfare state as well, because people are getting just ousted
all
from
the
jobs.
time.
Constantly.
Right, I'm unemployed now.
And you are permanently interviewing for jobs. Passively.
Yes, yeah. It's just happening. You're walking down the street, you might do a thing, someone goes, right, you've got that job. Like, what?
Yeah. And they just fuck off.
Yeah.
And there's not really any... I don't think there's any malice.
No.
I think you just accept that that's happened.
That's just the system they have. Like, nobody knows any different, really.
Yeah. So yeah, it's like, so that's been insightful.
Yeah, definitely.
We also saw a sentient... there was a sentient fish.
There was
another sentient fish. Didn't seem drunk.
No.
So...
Possibly has been drunk in the past, though. But that might not be
it doesn't
the
ruin the moment of, clarity. It's what triggers that moment of clarity.
Yes.
That's still up in the air.
The one human we did see came off a boat as well.
Oh, yeah, there was a human, but they weren't in the city. So the demarcation line theory holds.
Yeah.
Because the only reason that human wound up on the train at all is because the bridge was opening.
A boat was going through, and the train went through the boat
and then
took a lifeboat.
Sailor.
Yeah, what he was doing in the lifeboat in the first place, paddling in the air to end up on the train in a lifeboat paddling in the air. I don't know. Maybe he was testing it.
Just check. Yeah, this works.
Yeah, this. I'm singing. This appears to be doing its job. It's a lifeboat.
Yeah. So that's what we're working on at the minute.
Yeah.
That seems. All our theories are previous theories aren't debunked.
No,
but they have been
altered.
Tweaked.
Yeah,
the job thing is a definite insight.
Yes, definitely.
Right, what are we looking at next? Gabby's back. This one's called Get Rich Quick Porky.
Probably lost his job on the train.
So yeah, someone clearly beat him in a train race.
Obviously,
pretty promptly.
Yeah, I would assume so.
So, it's August 28th, 1937. There doesn't seem to be anything particularly of
note about
this episode. So, Get Rich Quick Porky. Okay. Get Rich Quick Porky.
Yeah. Well, he didn't though, did he?
He didn't.
But possibly did though. He did have half a deed by the end of it.
New sentient animal introduced.
Yeah. The gopher.
Well, two. The weasel.
The weasel, yes. Yeah. The little sneaky weasel.
A sneaky weasel. So he's playing to form.
Yeah.
Again, I presume he scammed a scam artist, and then that scam artist was his job now.
Yes, yeah.
And
he did it very well.
He did, yeah. So, he's fooling Porky and Gabby into who have a bag of money. They start this episode with a bag of money.
Yeah. They don't know how they got that money.
Don't seem to be.
We don't know. It seemed to be Porky's money though.
Yes.
Because Gabby was suggesting that he invest it in something, and Porky was very adamant he wanted to take it to the bank for his 2%.
Yeah. Gabby's influence clearly rubbing off on Porky.
Yeah.
Because Porky now
has
been a trousered pig up to this point.
Yeah. Pretty much
Gabby
fully clothed.
always just a jumper. Just a jumper.
Just a jumper. But yeah, he's
Porky's now just a jacket.
Just a jacket and a bow tie. That's it, not even shoes or anything.
No. So, Gabby's clearly...
they're spending a lot of time together.
Yeah. But yeah, Gabby convinced Porky to fork over his money on this oil claim.
Yeah.
Which is sold to them by this weasel who's having them on.
We were fully aware.
Yeah.
That it was an absolute scam.
It was a scam.
An absolute scam.
But yeah, there's something of a debacle. But in the end, they strike oil.
There's a lot about a dog.
There's a lot about a dog. A dog just trying to bury a bone.
At least half the episode was that dog.
And a gopher sort of goading said dog.
Yeah, just teasing them. Really.
We have a sentient gopher, but he doesn't seem so he's doing magic tricks. At the end, he splits the deed with Porky 50-50.
Yeah, makes a deal.
He makes a deal. But he didn't seem like he was sort of part of the society. Like, he was just still popping up out of holes.
Yeah,
He
seemed to live underground.
But perfectly sentient, so maybe some sort of literally underground
Animal Society.
Animal Society.
So possibly all the underground animals.
Maybe.
Maybe they have a whole
Have
city
their own
under
sort
it.
of thing. Maybe. Maybe we'll see some more. Like, I feel like there'll be moles at some point.
I think so.
Because they were definitely, I remember, at least some like Wile E. Coyote type things with molehills and things.
Yes, yeah.
But yeah, maybe. But we've got a sentient gopher. We also have a non-super sentient dog in the city.
Yeah.
Just going around doing his thing, which
just trying to bury a bone.
doesn't destroy our Dom sub theory with Porky and his dog.
No.
But also doesn't do much to support it.
No.
Which is a shame.
It is a shame because I was a big fan of that idea, but yeah, this does kind of show that there is just some dogs kicking about, just dogging it.
Just dogging it up.
Yeah, that's just what they do.
We've still yet to see a
Dog
super
with a
sentient
dog
dog with a dog.
Yeah,
I think that will really cement a lot of things in place. Like,
but then that could definitely be a Dom sub sort of thing.
Yeah. It'd be that.
Yeah, because especially if it's like, lady, super sentient dog, male dog. Or
maybe he is
the way around.
Maybe he is super sentient and just pretending not to be.
Just likes to be collared and walk around naked.
Don't know. But yeah, so also the gopher at the end splits the deed with Porky. We don't know how that's going to hold up because he literally tears it in half.
Yes,
goes 50-50.
We have no idea how the legal system because there is oil under there. Like even though the weasel set it up as a scam, it was actually
they did find oil.
Rich.
Gabby found some oil.
He did when he went digging underground.
Yeah. We don't know if that's going to hold up. We don't know how rich Porky is. What we do know, well, we don't know, but we presume he no longer drives the silver bullet train.
We guess
presumably someone beat him in a race.
Yeah.
I'm reckoning the money he has is he's sold his severance pay. Yeah. I mean, it's a great thing. The best thing that could possibly happen to you is to be constantly turfed out of jobs.
Yeah,
every day.
It's lucrative.
You get severance.
Yeah. That's why you take jobs you can't really do very well.
You learn one bit of the job, you challenge someone to that bit of the job.
Yeah, win,
get the job. I'm terrible at it. Easily beaten.
That's that. I mean, if the garage hadn't fallen down,
that's why the unemployment tax.
Yeah, but if the garage hadn't fallen down, that was what he was hoping. He was like, "Oh, I'm really good at pumping gas. I'll do that bit, get the job." But then somebody else is going to come along and just be a much better mechanic.
Yeah.
Like actually,
not hard.
Yeah, exactly. I think I'm probably a better mechanic.
Yeah.
And yeah, so he was just hoping for severance payout for that. But what happened was his petrol station fell in around him, so probably not much severance pay for that.
Do you reckon you have to hold down the job for a little while to get your severance pay would be up? Like if you're
I think probably the longer you've had the job.
Yeah.
Because
he had a bag of money this time, and previously when he's changed jobs, he's still seemed pretty down on his luck.
Yes.
So I think it's fair to presume like he maybe drove the silver bullet for a little while.
Yeah.
It went okay for him, but I guess because he definitely knew how to drive a train.
But yeah,
and he just had a better train.
Yeah. He was previously driving a train.
Yeah. So it's like he wasn't going to be bad at the job. He just had the good equipment for the job.
Yeah,
but someone's come along with a better train at some point.
And just beat him.
Just beat him
outright.
So, things to wonder about then is Porky rich in the next episode? He's got an oil claim.
He has got an oil claim.
But also, he is now seemingly in a situation where he's not really employed, he's got a claim to something. So, if someone usurps him, he loses a lot. There's not going to be any severance.
No, there won't.
So he's got to hold on to this, really make this.
Yeah, he could be really down on his luck in the next episode.
He could be really fucked over by that gopher.
Yeah.
Because I reckon that gopher's
dodgy.
Wily.
It's a dodgy gopher.
Yeah. Yeah, I reckon the gopher's...
Possibly the gopher and the weasel are...
in cahoots.
Yeah, in it together.
Let's find out.
There was nothing there saying that was going to happen, but...
So, next up then.
What is next?
Porky's garden.
This doesn't sound like he's still got an oil claim.
It does not. Well, no, I don't know how nice the garden is. So maybe he's got a nice big house.
It could
now.
be a super nice
garden.
garden.
He definitely didn't have a garden in that pokey flat he was sharing with Gabby.
No, he didn't.
So
he had a oddly angry moon.
Oh yeah, the moon was a dickhead.
Yeah,
we didn't tackle that.
No, we didn't.
Sentient
it
moon.
moved literally from side to side of the building just to annoy him. And
just to annoy one pig.
Really dickhead blinds as well.
Yeah. A lot of sentient objects being...
Yeah. Just not very nice.
Just fucking arsehole.
Yeah, just like, why have you been such a dick? Yeah. Weird.
Okay, Porky's Garden then.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, so this one's set earlier.
Yeah.
It's 1927, 10 years before.
Yeah.
Porky's not living in the city.
He's not.
He's living in a small town.
Yeah, he's not a contractor. Doesn't appear to be a hunter of any. He just has a house with a garden.
Is neighbours with a human, which is, I think, the first time we've really had humans directly interacting with the sentient animals. Yeah. Interestingly, this means that it could mean one of two things, right? So he's living there, he's a neighbour with a human, they seem fine with it.
Yeah.
Firstly, it's confirmed that humans can tell the difference between the super sentient animals and... Because the human keeps chickens.
He has chickens.
These are just chickens.
Yeah. Perfectly ordinary chickens.
But Porky's his neighbour. He talks to Porky.
Yeah,
he knows that.
Yeah, there's no real sort of animosity between them.
So they're competing for first prize in a
biggest homegrown
county fair
item
of any kind. But one thing we noticed at the start, the prize is $2,000.
$2,000 prize.
The tax on that prize is $1,999.
Yeah.
So, firstly, the massive tax extends outside the city.
Yes. Yeah.
Which means that we're presumably, even though outside the city, we're still the animal side of the demarcation line, if the demarcation has happened yet.
That is very possible that the demarcation hasn't happened.
The demarcation may, I'm working on the demarcation happens sometime between 1927 and 1937.
I'd say so.
Because they're clearly under the same system of government we saw before. The absurd tax.
Ridiculous taxation.
Monkey government.
Yes.
But humans are in it.
Yeah, perfectly acceptable to be within that area.
Yeah, and it seemed like they were accepted in that area before, but
but it wasn't.
They're not benefiting from a lot.
No, they weren't allowed to kind of be part of the welfare.
They
system
weren't interacting with the animals at all.
No,
the only interaction we saw, the only ones we've seen are Egghead and his landlord in the city.
Yeah.
So I'm working on the idea that maybe
it just hasn't occurred yet.
It hasn't occurred yet. Sometime between 1927 and 1937.
There was that put into place.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So the other interesting thing is that we've seen is that we've seen an animal. We've seen how it happens. We've seen how
we've seen it. We've seen a chick turn from a standard small chicken into a
definitely super sentient.
Yes. It went
spinach eating.
It went in
spinach. Badass.
Got massive.
It's
tanked up.
So Porky's neighbour sends his chicks into Porky's garden to eat all his prize vegetables.
Yeah.
So his chickens get all big, so he can win the prize, and Porky has nothing to take. And a scrawny little chick and a chicken are fighting over.
Yeah, kind of battling over a bit of watermelon. Yeah.
And the bigger chicken bashes the little chick, and at that moment, the chick just gets up and starts talking.
Yeah.
Marches over to some spinach, Popeyes it up.
Like proper Popeye. That even did like the face thing.
Yeah. Went back over.
Lamped it.
Ate the watermelon down.
Yeah. Chowed it right down.
So we have seen...
What happened to that chick? Did he go off to town?
Probably.
Just go get himself a job. She's like, right.
Probably.
I'm going to go find out what I can do.
He's probably a boxer now.
Yeah, probably owns a gym. We don't know what happened to the chick. It possibly just went to town,
but we have
got himself a job in the gym.
Solid support for our stress-induced X-Men sort of theory
for how they become what they are.
We've got a solid bracket in which we think
the demarcation
happened. The last thing is that we think in this universe, in the Space Jam Continuum, that a mouse is just a small elephant.
Yeah. The end of that was really interesting. There was a guy handing out size reduction pills.
Yeah, reduction.
He had like a picture of like a larger
and there's
lady
a load of fat
and then
people
a thin lady
like
gathering round. Basically, he's the snake oil salesman, and he takes one of these pills, pops it into an elephant's gob. The elephant then shrinks down to a mouse.
Yeah.
Which, I'm thinking.
And people still want the pills. They're still going for the pills.
They're like, that seems solid.
Still want the pills.
Yeah.
So
like they're not concerned that it's going to turn them into babies. They think it's going to reduce their size, their physical size.
So it's not that a mouse is a baby elephant.
It's a small elephant.
It's just a small elephant.
But
it might be. Yeah, it might be a baby. It might be a baby elephant.
Yes.
And
maybe
it might be indistinguishable. A mouse could be a baby elephant, could be a very small elephant. Because the reduction pills then get fed to the neighbours' fat chickens.
Yeah, they eat them by accident.
They eat quite a lot.
They do.
But they turn back into eggs.
Yeah, they turn from...
So they definitely get younger.
Fully grown chickens into eggs.
So I mean, my theory there would be that a small elephant looks like a mouse or is a mouse.
Yeah.
And a baby elephant also looks like or is a mouse.
Yes. Because it didn't seem to be any sort of like genetic alteration going on, because that's what I thought was going to happen at first, that there was some level of genetic alteration between the big elephant and the tiny mouse.
Yeah, but because the chickens turned into eggs, then those pills do make you younger.
Yes.
So those fatties are going to be babies.
But maybe that gives them a second chance to not get fat. Maybe that's what they're hoping for.
Maybe.
To go through their life. But who's going to take care of them? Because they're not allowed on the welfare state. They were all people.
Are they at the moment, though? Are they currently allowed on the
they could be allowed on the welfare state at the moment.
Because 1927.
So maybe they're hoping that I'll just be able to get on the welfare system and not turn into a larger girthed person. Try again, basically.
Okay, so a lot of interesting things.
Yeah.
Mice and elephants, possibly the same animal.
Yeah. Which is odd, because in cartoons elephants are always scared of mice. Which makes me think whenever they pop out a baby, they are terrified of it. Yeah.
Jesus. But we haven't seen any evidence for that in the Space Jam Continuum.
No, we haven't, no. Not as of yet.
But
I'm
that
sure
could become an issue.
Yeah, it really could.
So yeah, that was Porky's Garden. Very interesting.
Yeah, very odd, but good. It was nice. It was nice to see an earlier set, like kind of Porky before his contracting days.
It was interesting because it's like that was released. Like we're doing it in the order they were.
October 2nd, 1937.
No, that's the next one.
September
11th, 1937. But interestingly, it's
still quite a way ago, isn't it?
So the one we were watching, it really looked like it comes straight off like a flickery film reel. It looked more dated than...
It looked a lot more dated. I'm sure at some point there was like those splice reel came through.
But maybe that's just the only version we can...
Yeah, the version we found was that one.
But yeah, okay. Next episode, character episode is Rover's Rival. Just Porky. And I think that'll probably be the last one this week. So next week we'll see the first one with Petunia.
Ah, yes.
But we also we've got all kinds of characters coming up. But let's do Rover's Rival. The Dom sub theory is back on the table.
It is back on the table.
I would say
been happier.
Borderline confirmed.
Yeah, definitely. That episode really kind of just cemented it into place.
Yeah, so you've got Porky. I think we're back in 1937.
Yeah, it definitely seems to have jumped ahead again.
He's got a nice big house now, so presumably he did make some money off his oil.
He must have got something for it.
His dog's there.
Rover.
Yeah, much older.
Much older.
Or at least, so he's He's
just
trying to
being
get
a
Rover
dog.
to being dog, doing
Trying
dog
to
stuff.
teach him new tricks. Trying to teach an old dog new tricks.
And this other little
Whippersnapper.
little whippersnapper,
Little
of a dog
whippersnapper.
in a little blue jumper,
Yeah.
turns up. He's acting like a dog,
Acts like a dog.
but he gives you a little wink to the camera at
Yeah.
first, and like he's clearly sentient. So
He's
goes
up to
in there,
mischief.
and he's basically just calling Rover a has-been,
Yeah.
and like used to was.
A used to was, that's it.
yeah. So that's a word we're using now.
Yeah, it is.
used to was. Is.
Used to was.
But yeah, he's just trying to outdo Rover, make Rover look bad.
Stripping of all his...
But he's talking
dignity.
to Rover, and
Yes.
Rover talks back.
Yeah.
And we were like thinking, is this just because they're dogs and they can talk to each other?
Can they talk to each other?
But then he talks to Porky.
Yeah. And Porky knows that they can... Or that the little whippersnapper is mimicking Rover.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it tells him to stop mimicking him.
Rover. Now, suddenly, these dogs that are keeping it pets, probably as sentient as all the other dogs around.
That would make the most amount of sense.
Certainly. So it transpires that nearby, for whatever reason,
They're blasting.
They're blowing something up.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
You don't even know
there.
what. There's just a sign saying, we're blasting here.
Yeah.
Like, maybe they're just building holes. You don't know.
Building holes.
So you
Like
build a
that.
hole.
Yeah.
Dynamite.
So, they start throwing a stick,
Yeah.
having a little competition, and Rover brings back a stick of dynamite instead of a stick.
Accidentally.
And at this point, the little dog seems to... They're trying to get rid of the dynamite.
Yeah.
Rover runs inside, so he's snapped out of his routine. He's not pretending to be like a servile
Like
pet
just your
dog
standard
anymore.
pet
He's
dog,
run inside, he's looking up how to deal with this.
Yeah. He's like, dynamite? I know what that is.
So, like, definitely snap out of being a dog. So, like, that's very
Just goes
supporting
reads a
of,
book.
like, these are exactly the same as the dogs that are seemingly mostly running the show.
Yeah. But they choose
to be pets. But they're trying to get rid of the dynamite, but the little dog,
Yeah, he's just out.
he's given as much dynamite as he can to Porky.
He's
lighting dynamite,
sticking them in his ears,
sticking them in his ears.
putting them around him like a little cage.
Now, this is a much younger dog.
Yeah.
Like a much younger dog.
Very like pup.
It's very small.
Yeah.
It's very wee.
Yeah.
We're thinking maybe this is sort of a hard candy sort of situation.
Yeah.
Where like
it definitely seemed that way.
Porky may, his dog's getting older.
Yeah. And he's looking for a
younger
dog.
model.
Yeah. Maybe
Possibly too young of a model.
I think probably a bit too young.
Because this dog seems intent on
Just out and out blowing them up.
blowing Porky
Yeah, just
up.
yeah. That is his main scheme.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
And he even asks. It's so disturbing. He even asks Porky for the match
Porky's
to light his
terrified.
to light his own dynamite. And Porky, being the upstanding gentleman that he is, gives him the match. He does. He just hands it straight off. He's like, he knows what's going to happen. He knows this little dog's out to blow him up.
So, yeah, the interesting thing there is it actually fits reasonably nicely in, because we were previously trying to reconcile a split, a rift between why are these dogs over here pets,
Yeah.
and these dogs over here
Perfectly sentient running the show.
yeah, and these other dogs clearly, benefiting from the monkey government's welfare state, are just
being dogs.
they're just being dogs.
Yeah, they're quite. I mean, we don't know. We don't know if there's anything particularly kind of sexual involved there, but
No, maybe. Well, it's just what they want. It's just what they like.
Want to be a dog.
And in this,
Harken back to more
socially
simple
liberal,
times.
socially liberal.
Yeah, it seems perfectly
monkey
sad.
government.
Like nobody's looking down on them for wanting to be.
No,
Like
no,
just
you
a
haven't
dog.
seen
It's
anyone because
there's no touching.
because everyone sees a dog and it's like in real life, it's like, oh, that's a nice cute dog.
Yeah.
No one seems. There doesn't seem to be a stigma about it.
No.
Like we haven't seen anyone look at a pet dog
Yeah, with disdain.
and with disgust.
Yeah, just
Or
go,
like,
what are you doing
What
with
are you
your life?
doing? Where's your self-recocking spect?
And where's your trousers?
Yeah, we haven't seen that. We still haven't seen dog with a dog.
No, we haven't seen that yet.
But I feel like this episode has made that an increasingly likely thing that we might see.
I think so. I wouldn't be surprised if we did come across it at some point. But I guess we'll see.
I guess we'll see.
Yeah.
But yeah, Dom sub theory,
Confirmed, I think.
Confirmed.
Yeah, I know. I'm down with that.
I'm
fucking
double underlining.
I'm writing that one down in pen.
Yeah,
but no pencils for me. Okay. It's going down in pen.
So I think we've had a pretty Porky centric episode today, but we've cemented some theories, and I believe next episode we start with the first appearance of Petunia, who I presume is a love interest for Porky. I presume it's Petunia Pig.
What was an interesting thing with that was the theme tune.
Yes. Yeah, we've got our classic Looney Tunes theme tune in there now.
Yes, it is now being kind of solidly put into place.
Strong.
Yeah.
And we've started getting more That's All Folks as well.
Whatever that noise is. Army Men. That's fun.
I left that on in the background.
Yeah, you did. But that's cool, because that was like old army men. They looked happy. They were like saluting a flag and whatnot.
Professional.
They had a flag. So
they're going to win.
Yeah, obviously.
Right, so that's it for this week. Tune in again to the Space Jam Continuum next time.